drugs are bad and you shouldn't use them. I'm sorry, I misread that. I meant to say drugs are great and you should use them responsibly. One drug that I'm a huge fan of is Adderall. Oh, do I love me some Adderall. However, the first time I tried it, it did not go well. I'm in college and had a 12-page paper due the next day. Now, I hadn't started it yet, but in my defense, there were a lot of big titty girls on campus that were very distracting. But college is your future. Yeah, and so was living my best life, so I chose smashing over schoolwork. Anyway, I needed to get this paper done and was having a hard time focusing. So I go to Starbucks and bump into one of my buddies. He's like, I didn't know you drank coffee. I'm like, I don't, but I got a huge paper to do tomorrow. He's like, why don't you just take some Adderall? I'm like, dude, I don't think a drug is gonna help me focus. He's like, it definitely will. Think of it like 3 cups of coffee in pill form. I'm like, okay, but where do I even get some? He's like, I got you, fam. Just come back to my place. So I go back to his apartment and he hands me a pill with no warnings. You see, I was stupid and thought there was only one dosage, not realizing there are many different milligrams you can take. So my friend, and I use the term friend loosely, gives me a 30 milligram pill. For those who don't take Adderall, 30 milligrams is a fuck ton. When you start Adderall, they'll give you 5 milligrams, and most people end up taking around 10 to 15. 30 is for crackheads. So I take it, and within 20 minutes, I am convinced my heart is gonna explode. You see, I already have a ton of energy, and Adderall is an amphetamine, so I am super wired. I'm like, oh my god, is this what Parkinson's feels like? Now, aside from shaking like Michael J. Fox doing the Dougie, I did feel ultra focused. It was like my brain went into predator mode, and I was just squinting at my prey. So I started writing my paper, and didn't stop till I was finished. Now, I know that doesn't seem crazy to most of you, but I had never written a paper start to finish without any breaks. Usually I'm scrolling through Reddit or pounding one out by paragraph 2, but I just worked for 6 hours straight to get it done. So I handed my paper, and after class I'm like, why am I not tired? I took the pill at 8 p.m. on a Tuesday, and I shit you not, I didn't sleep till Thursday. I was wired for days. Aside from insomnia, I also had a few other side effects. One, I just kept using the bathroom. Like I basically just kept shitting and pissing every 45 minutes. And 2, I'd have huge stomach pains. Like daggers were in my stomach. I actually tried to make myself vomit just so I'd feel better. And I don't know if you ever tried to make yourself vomit before, but it's not as easy as it sounds. Like no matter how many times I kept finger banging my throat, I just couldn't make myself throw up. Now because of having such bad side effects, I never really had the desire to do Adderall again. Fast forward to late last year, where your boy is trying to make a career on YouTube. I'm grinding every day, writing down the most offensive things that come to mind, but as I'm writing, I'm finding myself constantly getting distracted. Like I'd be writing something I really enjoy, and all of a sudden I'm scrolling through Facebook. I'm like, when did I even pick up my phone? See, this was different than school. School, I could give 2 shits about the Industrial Revolution, but I really like writing about how to touch your first boobie, or how to increase the size of your junk. I'm like, why can't I focus? So I'm like, you know what? F it. Let's just enter a cheat code and take some Adderall. But this time, it needs to be legal. So I start calling up psychiatrists to try to make an appointment. Unfortunately, the earliest ones available are 3 months from now, which is crazy, because what if you were actually having a psychiatric emergency? Sir, don't jump. Why not? Just, hold on. I'll get back to you in a few months. So I'm Googling how else I can get some and come across this website that says same-day telehealth appointments for ADHD. I'm like, this sounds too good to be true. So I sign up and make an appointment the following day. In the meantime, I'm coming up with a whole bunch of lies in order to try to convince the doctor to prescribe it to me. I'm like, oh, I'll say I took Ritalin as a child, and I'll say I can't focus while driving, making him think it's a safety issue. Then I Google the actual symptoms of ADHD, and I'm like, oh, tits, I think I might actually have this. Inability to focus or prioritize, yep. Continually starting new tasks before finishing new ones, yep. Forgetfulness, yep. Trouble paying attention, yep. Excessive talking, oh, definitely yes. So the appointment comes and I'm sitting at my computer all nervous, being like, man, I really hope this person prescribes this to me. The doctor comes on, he barely even looks at me, asks me 5 questions and says, what pill do you want? I'm like, what? He says, Adderall, Focalin, Vyvanse, which one do you want? I'm like, Adderall? He says, great, I'll send it over to your pharmacy now. And that was it. No test, no blood work, just a few questions and then a candy store of drugs to choose from. It was insane. I'm like, this is definitely a scam. And it gets worse. You know how you ask for a refill? Make an appointment? Nope. Just message once a month saying, more please. And you might think, oh, well, at least you're talking to a doctor. Also, no. The person you message is typically an automated response. And this isn't me speculating. This is what the doctor told me. I mean, really think about that for a second. People are sending messages talking about side effects, increasing dosages, asking for refills, and the response they get back is from a bot. Not only that, but the fucking message says the doctor's name on it. So why would anyone think they're not talking to a person? Absolutely wild. Needless to say, this website and many of these other telehealth things are definitely scams. And I know it seems like I'm encouraging people to use it, but seriously, don't. Bro, I'm older and wiser than I was in college. In college, I'm like, yeah, I'll take a random pill from a dude in dreadlocks box, but as an adult, I'm much more conscious of what I put in my body. Like even before taking the doctor-prescribed Adderall, I went and got my blood work done. You know why? Because that's what you should always do before taking a controlled substance. Give yourself a baseline to see if this thing is f***ing you up. And yeah, I love the effect of Adderall. It really helps me focus when I'm writing, but I'm wise enough to take breaks. The more you use medication, the more your tolerance is going to build up. Like my college friend was using that shit all the time. That's why he needed to take a crackhead dosage just to feel anything. All controlled substances have a risk of addiction and dependency. So offering a buffet full of drugs to anyone willing to make a telehealth appointment is insane. I'm thankful I didn't find this website when I was younger, because when you're a kid, you tend to view drugs as a crutch in order to get through your daily life. But the older you get, you realize that drugs should be used as a tool in order to enhance your life, not to escape from it. So to recap, I started doing Adderall illegally from someone who shouldn't have sold it to me. Now I'm doing Adderall legally, also from someone who shouldn't have sold it to me. Which just goes to show you, drugs are bad unless they're sold by pharmaceutical companies, then they're good for you. And you shouldn't question it. You know what you want to do. Oh, you want to push that subscribe button. Oh, push the button. Push the button.